Hey crew, I've got the key to this 25 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600. And this week, we're gonna see what it's like to live with. Starting with the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19.5 feet long. I've got the Maybach parked just a couple inches in from the edge, sitting next to a new Toyota Land Cruiser that my wife is reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She's got that one even closer to the edge. And with that spacing, there is a good amount of room to walk between the vehicles. Power folding door mirrors of the Maybach do help. We got a wagon, but not a double wide stroller through. The front end of the Maybach is hovering over the gutter at the beginning of my driveway. And at the back, that leaves just enough space to walk in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. When first hopping in with the key fob on me, I can easily put my hand on any of the 4 door handles to unlock the doors. And then when I open the doors, perhaps the most red carpet of running boards does deploy. And I say that because the vehicle is already low with the air suspension in this access height, and then you get this very thick, very wide protruding running board that actually expands here at the rear. So if you have kids, they're not going to struggle at all to get inside. The problem is not if you're shorter. If you're shorter, it's great. If you're taller, it actually is unnecessary because, again, the vehicle's so low, you just want to step right into the cabin without needing to hike up your knee very high. But to do that, you have to make a long step into the cabin because of that running board width. And if you're impatient to get inside, like I can sometimes be, then the running board is going to stab you right there at the shin. Not the best. Anyway, getting in, closing up that door with the soft close. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the 25 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600. In this video, I want to see what the Maybach experience brings to the GLS as a daily driver. Let's begin by firing it up. And we heard from that twin-turbo V8 a little bit inside. Let's see what that sounds like outside the vehicle. There's the running board again. A nice throaty rumble, but not too loud. I don't think anyone in your neighborhood is going to be disturbed by this if you're starting early for your commute. And now as I exit my driveway, I've got curb ramps set up there for the clearance of the gutter, but it's not really necessary. Even with the air suspension lowered in the Maybach, there's no scraping that's going to happen. And the last thing to discuss before we roll out of here is where I would place the items I bring with me every single day. Like my iPhone 15 Pro, which sits nicely on this wireless charging pad. It's like it heard me and responded. There's also room around that, so if you've got a bigger phone, it's still going to fit there. And speaking of large things that fit in spots, my 32-ounce water bottle fits perfectly in the cup holders, and that is so rare that I'm excited about it. And as for the remaining storage, you've got large door pockets that fit my GoPro accessory case with ease, and then a smaller center console. Even if I removed this plastic piece, there's just enough room here for my Ray-Ban Meta case and my other sunglasses because they don't have dedicated storage for these up above, though the inside of this is felt lined, so I'm not worried about scratching the lenses, and then my slimline wallet. And that about does it, and I think is enough if you get creative with where you place things. Now to get out of here, foot on the brake, down into drive. That is going to automatically release the parking brake. I'm going to roll on forward. Make sure I am clear before turning the wheel. And easily making it past my neighbor's basketball hoops on my way out. I didn't mention it, but there is remote start to get the climate control just right if it's really hot or really cold outside, and that is through the Mercedes app. But I don't have the Mercedes app because I don't own this vehicle, so I'm gonna have to do things the old-fashioned way. Hey Mercedes, turn on driver's seat classic massage.
I'm activating the massage on the driver's seat.
Ooh, yes you are. And turn on steering wheel heating.
It seems that you have not connected any smart home account yet. You can link your smart home account in the Mercedes-Me app, or just say, "Hey Mercedes, connect my smart home account."
Good Lord. 1 for 2. 1 for 2 on the voice recognition. So if you don't want to go through the potential for a misunderstanding on behalf of the voice assistant, then there are physical buttons here for the seat heating in 3 stages and the seat ventilation, and then you go in the infotainment for the steering wheel heating and the seat massage. But the point is, all these features are here to comfort me on my commute, or my errand running, or kid shuttling, or whatever it may be. And the seats themselves are very plush. The leather is soft, they've got all these different ways you can adjust them, including some thigh support and the headrest adjustment. And speaking of the headrest, they've got these fluffy pillows, which just make you feel relaxed the moment you sit in the seat. It's like you're being pampered all the time. And the other things I touch, like these leather-wrapped grab handles, or the wood rim to the steering wheel on the outside and the leather on the inside, which is now being warmed perfectly for my hands. And you know how much I'm a sucker for steering wheel heating. I do wish there were levels of heating for the steering wheel, because it does get a bit spicy after a while, and you want to turn that down, keep it on, but you can't. It's on or off. And despite the 50% loss on steering wheel heating when I go from this posture to this posture, that is the vibe of this vehicle. And to that end, I can bring the steering wheel out as far as needed while having my seat reclined and low to assume the proper position. As far as daily driving is concerned, you have certain expectations for a Maybach caliber vehicle, like cabin quiet. And I will say I can hear this louder, older truck quite clearly inside the cabin. So perhaps the silence isn't going to be a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but it's still pretty darn quiet in here, and the comfort level is terrific. The adaptive air suspension soaks up the blemishes in the road nicely. There is the occasional thud from a really big defect in the road, but you don't feel it all that much. You more hear it than anything else. But the, excuse me, truck with your loud noises, posh, comfortable, floating experience, carries you through most of the tasks you would have to do in your Maybach. And the powertrain lends itself to that comfort. We have a few different modes to choose from here. Sport is not one I go into very often. It's typically comfort, or if I've got someone with me, what are you detecting, parking sensors? No one is here. If I've got someone with me in the back, then I'll go into the Maybach mode. We'll talk more about that later when Mobile Mama makes an appearance. But yeah, comfort mode is typically where I find myself. You've got that dulled throttle response, so there's a smoothness to the acceleration working through that 9-speed seamlessly. And when you have 550 horsepower, you can take a little extra time getting to the throttle, and there's still going to be plenty of pace built up. The braking is so gentle. I mean, you just come to rest at a stop. There is no lurching to speak of whatsoever. And again, the transmission helps with the smoothness. Turn signal sound, I think that's important here. Sounds fancy, might I say. Just a very light, crisp tapping noise. And now I've got a challenge for the Maybach, turning radius in this tighter space. Got the wheel fully pivoted, and oh my gosh, it clears it. This is a massive, normally 3-row, Maybach 2-row SUV, and that turning circle is tremendous. But now let's say I'm encountering some reckless driving behavior that warrants use of horn. What are you gonna hear in the Maybach? It's a bit harsher on the ears than I was expecting, but I think it gets the message and the frustration across. But maybe everyone would just be happier with some coffee. I'm gonna bank on that as they try a new-to-me coffee shop called Hopper and Burr. And look at that, a parking space right up front, just for me. Pull up the camera system when I go into reverse, which is high res. Got a bunch of different angles to choose from here. And using my mirrors and some of the additional angles here on the side, I can get close up to that curb without making any contact. And we're good. Let's get some Java. Thank you. Well, I'm actually very hopeful for how even a decaf Americano is going to taste. Running board. I'm just gonna disable that. Anyway, this should be good because the vibes of that place were downright immaculate. I know, I'm trying out the lingo of the times just to see how it works. Let's try this. Wow. You know, that looks honestly pretty terrible. That tastes incredible. The flavor is so bold. Again, decaf, come on. I'm coming back here. And does it work in the large cup holder? The answer is yes. And that's good because I didn't get a lid for it. This will be a good test of the Maybach suspension. And goodbye, running board. You are off duty. And now I'm needed in Newport Beach for Audi's preview of its new S6 e-tron Sportback. That is going to have me on the highway for a while. And since there's some traffic, I'm going to use the driving assistance features that are equipped as standard to this vehicle, including adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. I'm taking my hands off the wheel just for a sec to show you that it is going to stay in the center of the lane. It's not a full hands-free highway driving system, which would really be nice, but for the moments I have my hands off the wheel, you can see it's staying perfectly in the center of the lane, not having to work the throttle or brake to maintain that gap. If I was gonna face heavy traffic like this every single day, I'd really want these kind of features to reduce the tension buildup on my way to or from work. Now that the traffic is clearing, I want to see about the passing power in the Maybach. So I'm going to make a rare shift into sport mode before I change lanes here. Okay. Hello, V8. Good to hear from you and feel you working. Yes, getting to the lane of your choosing is easy and pleasant. Would a Maybach owner say that? I don't know, but I'm not a Maybach owner, so yes, to V8. I like that a lot. Okay, back to daily life stuff. Going to comforts, now listening to the cabin volume at these speeds. The V8 is settled down. We are on smooth tarmac, so I'm not hearing much hum from those 23-inch wheels. I do get wind noise, heard at the seams. It's about what I would expect from all the city driving I was doing. Not bank vault quiet, but still a pleasant way to pour on the miles. And if you wanted to hear something else, there is a Burmester high-end 3D sound system, which we can access via the wireless Apple CarPlay system, and I can reach forward and touch the screen as CarPlay takes over much of that. Or if I didn't want to touch the screen, I could use this trackpad down here, which works pretty well. Honestly, not as responsive or intuitive as a scroll wheel, but it helps keep you less distracted if you know where to find things, and it does have some hotkeys. In this case, I'm just going to go to Spotify, and it responds decently quickly. So I pull up some of my favorites, shuffle that, and then either turn up the volume with this touch sensor here, which works great if your hands aren't clammy at all, which does sometimes happen. Then you can use the physical scroller here. It looks to be about 50% right there. That was excellent. I mean, the balance was terrific. We had nice bass. The mids and highs were clear, crispy, no distortion. Frankly, I only needed 50% of the available output as well to completely block out the outside noises. The only knock I would have on the system is that it felt pretty front-loaded, like I was being hit with the music here and maybe here, not quite as immersive around me. But, I mean, that's really getting nitpicky. This is a really good sound system, and it's standard. And for one last detour before the Audi preview, I want to see about a real-world 0 to 60 test. I do have my race box set up here because I wasn't getting any reception on the windshield. I'm back in sport mode, and now I'm gonna hold my foot on the brake, pin the throttle, build up the revs, let it go. Oh my gosh. Ah! And there's 60 in 4.33 seconds. Big luxury has big power. And I have made it to the Pendry Hotel here in Newport. Let's see about some new Audis. Look at this salad bar. The things you get excited about, you know? Okay, fine. The real reason I am here, 2026 Audi S6 Sportback e-tron. New model based on the Q6 e-tron architecture. It's going to compete with things like the BMW i5. It has a dual motor setup and a 96.4 kilowatt hour battery pack, 324 miles of range, 543 horsepower, and 543 pound-feet of torque. Gets to 60 in 3.7 seconds. It can DC fast charge at 275 kilowatts, get from 10 to 80% in about 21 minutes, and it's a liftback. So you have that greater utility, a nice large opening to load in your cargo, and it does have a frunk that opens with a gesture like that before you then do the manual release. It's not that big though. I don't dislike the way it looks. It just doesn't get me all excited in the same way the e-tron GT does. And then you get up here to the front and it sort of has the fish face. Let's see what the inside looks like. Let's see here. Red leather. You've won me over already. Nice contrast with the white exterior. Contrast stitching, seat perforations, rear seat heating is equipped as an option. Getting in, sort of have to duck my head. Not a big opening there. But now, behind my seat at 6 feet, I've got knee room, foot pockets are pretty narrow, headroom is solid, and I'm looking up at a 9-panel variable light control roof, so you can make a different pattern here, or practically if the people in the front want sun and the people in the back want shade, everyone's happy. There is a third zone of climate in the middle, and then 2 USB-C ports up front. I'm sitting on these snazzy looking sport bucket seats that are very comfortable. They've got thigh extensions and headroom above, power controls, heating, ventilation, and massage with this Prestige pack. There is a standard digital gauge cluster and 14.5-inch touchscreen. It's just massive, easy to use, responsive. There's also an optional head-up display with augmented reality for the navigation and an optional 10.9-inch passenger display for them to help you with navigation or just watch YouTube videos. And then, oh gosh, in the center, lots of my favorite gloss black. So cheap, smudges, scratches, collects dust. And speaking of cheap, the airbag cover, it doesn't look great. The mix of materials is interesting. You've got all these soft touch surfaces like there and on the console and armrests and nice feeling leather. But then you've got cheapness, very apparent cheapness, and harder plastic panels everywhere. I guess it makes sense with the price because it's not crazy expensive, but it's also not cheap. The S6 starts just under 80,000, and then this one, as tested, fully loaded, is about 88 grand. I'm not sure this car was built for me, necessarily. I mean, the 3.7 seconds to 60, that does sound fun. But it's not about all the tactile feel that I love. It's more about the technology and the 9 different panels of light control. What do you think? Do you like the direction Audi is going or not? Let me know in the comments. Let's get back to the Maybach. And let's jump straight into the back seats, the best part of the Maybach, with Mobile Mama.
Hi.
Hey, babe.
Let's do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the first time, you're getting to experience the back seats.
Yes.
But of course, with our chauffeured video, you were up front and I
Yes,
was
I was.
indulging in the back seats.
I'm still a little bitter.
Well, you should be, because you're actually in that seat not getting all of the good stuff
I know.
that I get over
you get
here.
to fully lounge.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Talk about all the things you have.
Just a moment. First, I wanted to mention the screens, because these are pretty cool. You can
Yeah.
monitor like your off-road information if we were doing off-roading while being chauffeured. That's kind of odd. Maybe your kids are just back here while you're off-roading.
I like that I can control the massage here and on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to.
You know,
Be
this is,
bothered.
if
What?
you were feuding with the person back here, or rather if it
Yeah.
was 2 kids who were feuding, you could turn off my massage.
Ooh,
That's a bit frustrating.
that could get annoying.
Yeah, and then if you are sitting in this seat, you can hold this button for a sec. send that seat away from you, raise the thigh support, and I have already gone to the liberty of removing my shoes with my Costco socks so that I don't mar the fully leather-covered back of these seats. There's leather everywhere in here.
There's leather all over.
Headliner,
My
center
gosh.
console. That's all with
Everything's
this
leather.
this night series we have. A $25,000 option. But it's got all the, I mean,
But
like,
it's
honestly,
really nice,
it
yeah.
really does elevate. Having leather everywhere, you just feel cocooned in luxury. This beautiful open pore, grained
Pinstripes.
wood trim. The pinstripes,
Pinstripes.
that's classic Mercedes.
Yeah.
But it's not pinstripe on gloss black. It's pinstripe on wood.
Yeah,
There's a
much
big
better.
difference for me. Really, really nice here. And let's see, what else?
I have heating, ventilation.
Oh, yeah.
In here, we have no massage flutes, but
No massage flutes?
oh wow, I was thinking about the massage.
Maybe.
No champagne
She's got
flutes.
massage on the mind, folks. Yeah, there should be champagne flutes for us
Not
here.
massage
But they
flutes.
didn't trust us, lowly media, with the champagne, with the what I'm sure are crystal champagne flutes. And I'm guessing they also, in the fridge, didn't put,
Oh, nothing.
no champagne.
Oh,
Not even like a bottle of Coke or something. There's nothing. You don't get
we'll
any
have
of that.
to bring our own.
Yes, but this is
Spindrift.
yes, this is covered in wood. That's very nice. And also, ooh, this is I'm getting heated
My
right now.
seat's getting hot. Yeah,
I
was
want
like,
it
my
ventilated.
seat is hot.
Why?
I
It
don't
says
like
it's
that.
ventilated, but
It's because of the massage. It's the heating massage.
ah.
Yes.
I have sent conflicting messages to Mercedes. Let's rectify that. I'm going to deploy my tablet here because I
got
can't
you.
reach that
I already
screen
switched
anymore.
it for you.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, that is nice.
See?
And I'm also going to raise my sunshades, and I don't just get them here. I get them here as well. What do we call these?
Peasant blockers.
That's what the one and only Omar Drives calls them peasant blockers, and I've borrowed his term for it.
You're going back to the accent.
Yeah,
You must.
It just you fall into it. You get in the back, and you're like, yeah, no, I just am royalty somehow. 4 zones of climate. What else do we have in here? Poke around. Show us. Show the folks at home.
Heated and cooled cup holders. That's
Yeah.
nice with ambient lighting.
Just so you know, you're like,
yeah,
did I
just so
actually
you're
heat
not
it? Well, it's
confused.
red. Yes.
And then champagne flute holders.
Holders. Yeah. So you just put your flute stems there, or your bases,
So nice.
and it holds onto them. How fancy.
Wow.
A couple of HDMI ports. We have.
Can you drink champagne while in the back of a car?
I don't know the legal officers.
That doesn't seem
I have to ask the officers who are parked over there.
It
you know.
doesn't seem like that's
home
allowed. I
parking
guess
lot.
you can in limousines.
I guess if there was a partition, which you asked for in our
did.
chauffeur video,
Yes.
because she was getting annoyed with me, then you probably could. I don't know if in this situation you can. Probably not.
Yeah.
A question for anyone in law enforcement who watches these videos. Could you do that?
And you have a wireless charging pad here, 2 USB-Cs.
Yes. A rather prominently
it.
displayed wireless charging pad at that.
Forgot. Yeah.
What?
It's a little. This
It's
is
kind
a
of like
little
in the way. It's like,
obnoxious.
hey, here's your. It's like getting to the back.
Yeah.
Look at your wireless charging pad.
And it-
like it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
a practical decision, which is odd for a luxury vehicle. It should
Look
be
at these.
an aesthetic.
We didn't even talk about these yet.
Yeah, the Trey Bebes.
Tray baby.
Okay.
Tray baby.
Flip them around, and these do feel. You know
Voila.
what? We were remarking that the Escalade IQs felt pretty heavy duty. These do as well. These are not
yeah,
flimsy.
actually, the Escalade IQ has more, like they're what is it?
Heavier.
Heavier duty.
Heftier,
What do you say?
sturdier,
Sturdier duty.
sturdier. I
They're
think
sturdier.
it's a good term for that.
Yeah,
Sturdier.
they are. Than these.
Yeah, these are still good though, and they got leather on top.
Another
And-
plug for the chauffeur videos. You should see Miles, and when he has his tray table out with his food, how I drive.
super responsibly. That's what she does. Because she's such a great chauffeur. Grade A employee right there. I think that's about it for the features back here, except
it?
for the fact that the seats themselves
Oh,
are
comfy.
just real nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
and I
2
noted
pillows.
a couple of pillows. Yeah, we've got the lumbar pillow, which you cannot see, but
Yeah.
Maybach branded lumbar. And then you have, yes, you've got our head
Plush
pillow.
pillow. Yes.
And also, one thing I was going to mention, we're big on air vents.
Yes. There's
And they
enough
are too.
air.
You got air up here, you got air
Yes.
right there, you got the air that passes
There's
from
one
the center,
in back here.
under from the seats. Yes,
Yeah.
you get these as well. You have the cooling
A
or the
plus.
heating, depending on the temperature, to make you comfortable.
Yes.
But would it still be comfortable for the little niños?
It looks like it.
Yes, absolutely. And also, I didn't mention, but there's so much room in the second row because there isn't a third row like the normal GLS.
Right.
And so that means that it's great for car seats too. And unlike the Escalade IQ we were just in, they actually thought of installing a forward-facing car seat by making it possible to lift the headrest and access the top tether point, which is right there. It was really easy to install this.
Yes.
And you, for your rear-facing,
No problem.
no problem whatsoever. We just mentioned all the air ventilation, so the kids will be happy.
That's great.
Let's see about your room, because even with the tablets there,
Yeah, it's
like,
not
it looks
bad.
like a lot of space. All right, let's see it.
Holy moly.
You're fully stretched.
Yep.
I knew it. The Maybach GLS is, well, I have to clarify. For 4 people,
Yes.
a 4-person family, it is family approved. Today, I'm going to test out the practicality of the Maybach with a run here to Costco, partially on behalf of the charity Families Forward. I learned something new today. Thanks to a MilesPerHr subscriber and Costco employee, this Costco, which I frequent, is among the smallest in the country, and that is why I can always find open parking. And here is my run. I've got all the charitable goods in the main section and down low, and everything for my family just sitting here up top. Let's see how it fits in the back of the Maybach GLS. And this particular vehicle has a challenge in that regard, because with that optional fridge, you lose quite a bit of cargo space. So we'll have to see how everything fits around that. You know, I don't want to brag, but I do think I have graduated to the expert level of Costco Tetrising. Our family's wagon would not fit back here, but things you can maneuver around that fridge like this will. Bonus round, if you don't need the champagne refrigerator, there's still a chance you need the steak fridge. Tell me this fits, come on. Please tell me this fits. Yes, it closes. So after I enable the proper level of cooling and close up the hatch, it fits. Then take the long walk to put away my cart. Like a responsible shopper, I can confirm that the Maybach GLS is Costco, soft close, approved. Next on the agenda, Mobile Mama is driving me to Rack Attack, where I'm picking up the Land Cruiser now that they've finished all the overlanding upgrades. Here we are, and there it is. Oh, it looks so cool.
Oh, the lights look good.
I love the lights. It looks incredible. Got the Baja designs for the fog lights, for the linkable light bar. Got the new Frontrunner Slimline 2 rack and the iCamper SkyCamp DLX rooftop tent. The fam is going to love camping with this setup. Honestly, guys, you did so great. Can I reward you with something?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right, Aaron and son, making yourselves comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Good. You look like you belong in a Maybach. Now, should we try out the bounce mode?
Yes.
Okay, so this is technically like for off-roading, a recovery mode where it sort of hops itself out of an obstacle, but it's also just fun. So let's start it up.
This is so sweet.
It makes it so much more comfortable.
This is not at all what I was expecting.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I love it. There's a security guard like, what is going on? Oh wait, it's like 9 miles per hour. After 9 miles per hour, it cuts it out. But wait, we have to do it again. Let's go. Best part of my day, for sure.
Oh, dude.
I think we have recovered from the parking lot. And now, according to the complete lack of fuel reserves, it's time to refuel this 23.7 gallon tank. And the EPA rates the Maybach GLS at 13 mpg city 18 on the highway and 15 combined, which would give us a fuel range of 355 miles. However, over the last 258 miles, I've been averaging just 11.5 miles per gallon. And at current fuel prices of $4.29 for the required 91 octane gas, it's gonna cost me $102 to fill this tank, and there isn't capless fueling, so I have to work just a little bit harder. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered what the Maybach badge would add to daily life with the GLS. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I have noted a few key improvements for both driver and passenger. Every seat in this vehicle is a comfortable one, with space, soft pillows, and massage to relax a commute or errand run. The air suspension further mellows the interaction with supple ride quality that is only betrayed by a less than perfectly quiet cabin. Acceleration and deceleration are ultra smooth, with abundant power and silky braking. The Maybach GLS isn't for everyone, I mean, obviously, because it costs $200,000, but also because it loses a third row of seats, it loses the middle seat in the second row, and so therefore only a family of 4 can fit. And that family can't bring too much cargo, at least if they option the bulky champagne fridge. But as a bouncing, bountiful luxury SUV, the Maybach certainly elevates life relative to a lesser GLS. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time